welcome to Simply Live. I'm SimplyLesa. I have been a world traveler, nomad, whatever, and for a while, since 2020, I have had a cabin on my property that I was able to get in 2016. My cabin is in Apache County, Arizona. I have flies this morning. I have 4 seasons of weather at this cabin, and some of the weather is rather extreme. Hey Iris. Oh, you know what? I forgot to change a setting already. Let's make sure I have everything up here. Come on. It's not. There we go. Oh, there's people starting to come in. Okay, so I have a fly swatter in my hand because there's a stray fly in the cabin this morning, and he just keeps buzzing me. I'm having a little MS fatigue perhaps this morning. Yesterday I was very tired. I did go to market and got in my community social fix. Hi Catherine, hi Iris, hi Sonia. Good morning, Sonia. Coffee is fantastic. Thank you so much. And guess what, Sonia? I tried the Ceylon cinnamon that you sent. I'm fine. Yay. I've tried quite a few things in the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to be a little careful in between them. Maybe I'm not being as careful as I should. Maybe I should spread them out more. But hi, Beth. But, sometimes, just like other people, I just want to be more normal. And I wish I didn't have an autoimmune disease. And I wish I didn't have, food allergies or whatever it is. So sometimes I want something different, or I want a flavor. And I do need to be a little careful. So a lot careful. So let's see. So that's Beth. Okay. I think I'm seeing everybody. Yeah, got a little bit dark circles. Can't tell you why. I can't say for sure that this is allergens. I don't think so, unless it's environmental or it's just I'm freaking tired. I don't know. So yesterday being the Sabbath that I keep, it was really good weather yesterday, and I did go to market and I visited with friends, and Wendy gets her social fix with her doggy friends from the area. And then we came home and I was like, just kind of dragging a little bit. And I ended up sleeping in the hammock outside. Let's see. The hammock out there. Can you kind of see? Whoops. I blow it up too much, right? Tip the thing down. There's the hammock outside that window. Anyway, so I slept in the hammock quite a bit yesterday afternoon. Hi, Carrie from Australia. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming. Any newbies, please remember, I will answer questions or discuss whatever topic you would like. If you would please use 3 uppercase Qs to flag me that I need to read your comment. The other thing that works is the super thanks and super chats, which is that you donate money. And of course, that highlights everything, and that's really wonderful. I don't push that real hard because I'm still on Social Security disability, and the title and everything that I came in under in 2003 prevents me from making very much money. And because of that, right up until next January, I'm still being very careful not to do too much monetizing. Now, I do accept donations when that can happen. I do appreciate it. I have an Amazon affiliate. I also have how many more affiliates? I forgot to touch the, oh, can I find it? Can I find it? I did this before and it didn't shut you off. Do not disturb. There we go. I forgot to put do not disturb on, and I'm seeing messages come across. So let's see. So I have an Amazon affiliate. I have a affiliate from Danger Coffee, and I have an affiliate from the company that makes the Whole Feast protein powder. I loved it until I found out that I'm allergic to one of the ingredients. And it's expensive, but it is a good quality protein powder, and especially if you're a carnivore person. So let's see. Danger Coffee. Oh, and I'm an affiliate as well as a pro deal person for Zero Shoes. Now, I have not been able to afford my own Zero Shoes yet, partly because the pair I wanted wasn't in stock when I started to buy the sandals a couple of months ago. And then I'm really cramming to be ready for winter here at the cabin. And as you can imagine, on a fixed income that is low, I open with this, even though it's kind of not in my stoic thought side of my brain. Wow, there's 70 people out here. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit the thumbs up and put some hearts out there and whatever, so that the algorithm will notice. I don't really know completely what we're going to talk about today, but if you want me to answer a question for you, or if you want to ask me to discuss some subject, would you please put 3 uppercase Q's and then your information, so I'll notice as all the comments scroll by on my phone. I do currently do everything on my phone. I did recently become a visible phone user because of the cost, and I had to buy a new phone in order to do it. So there's that little thing going on. Let's see what else. I always try to preface things with, in parentheses. That's my air parentheses. For those of you who don't know me, right? With why I focus on the budget stuff or on the travel stuff. I love to travel. Seriously love to travel. It's been really hard for me this last year and a half since my engine blew in my vintage vehicle. And so I have a vehicle that gets me close to here, to the grocery store and back, but it's not reliable enough to go any further than I can afford to tow it back. So I don't take it very far from the cabin. The cabin is a dry cabin in Apache County. I have built it by the Apache County guidelines. And I have a separate shower house that I'm working on. It's not painted, it's not pretty yet, but it's here. And I've been working on a lot of stuff. So let me see if I can refocus a little bit, because I do feel my MS fatigue today, and I was pretty fatigued yesterday as well. And so, I feel like I didn't make myself like gorgeous. Not that I necessarily make myself gorgeous, anyways. I do historic hair care. That is why my hair is so long. The reason that the color is different from here down is that many years ago, I let somebody dye my hair because they wanted to play with it. And I was like, who cares? It's hair, you know. But I don't like dye. And I, for years, have not dyed my hair. I very seldom use shampoo or conditioner. Let's see what else. So that's hair care stuff, because a lot of people come because of my hair. A lot of people come because of my choice of vehicles. And so I have a vintage Chevy Tracker. That is my preferred travel vehicle. One, because it fit my budget, and basically repairs and maintenance was pretty low income. And it was the budget friendly, capable off road vehicle um, that was the closest to a Jeep that I could get. I can't afford a Jeep. I can't afford to buy one, and I can't afford to maintain one. But I could afford the vintage Chevy Tracker until the engine blew. And we thought I had a head gasket problem. We went to change the head gasket, found out that it was the engine. The block had cracked. And so I was in Nevada. I ended up staying in Nevada for 6 months. Some of that's out on the channel all over the place. And because of that, I then, there's been a whole saga with that. So right now, the tracker is in St. John's, in a lot behind Stan's Auto and Diesel Performance. It is waiting for Stan to take the 3 engines we have available and rebuild an engine for my tracker. That's where we're at. That's going to take some money, yes. And yet, I, one, have a really good relationship with my mechanics and my shop. And it's possible I will have to sell the car that I'm driving right now for part of the expenses of the build. But doesn't even matter. I'm just waiting for my cue. They do a lot of work for a lot of people, and I thought my tracker was going in like this month, and Stan had forgotten to tell me about a VW thing that was ahead of mine. And so the VW thing is in there right now. And then he told me the last week, because I check in like weekly with them. He told me last week that as soon as he gets his engine rebuild table cleaned off again, that my engine should be going in to start being looked at. And so we have the original engine that was cleaned, and I don't know how to exactly explain it. I don't know what words to use. But that engine, anyways, there's that whole engine. And then there's the engine I bought that ended up being way expensive, and there's a whole story to that. But the new engine needs valve things re-machined and stuff. And so, but Mike Boss up at Mike Boss Customs in Nevada, or Boss Customs in Nevada, he steam cleaned, I think that's the right terms for it, all the parts of that engine in preparation, and baggied them and named, labeled them and all, so that was almost ready to go to a machine shop. But we brought it back here so that Stan can work with that. Plus, Stan has one more engine. And so this is a 16 valve, 2-liter 16 valve Chevy Tracker engine. And so, yeah. In the process, I've kind of decided that I may as well go ahead and do a rebuild of my rig for travel. So I might not travel the same as I used to, and I might, who knows. But because I still really love, and I love driving off-road. I really do. But things like the water port that fits in my receiver hitch on the back, it works really good for that vehicle. I find it horrible for showers unless you can get it high enough up that it's above your head. I can't get mine to pressurize in a way that even makes sense. Plus the fact that it really only holds 4 gallons of water. So that makes a good, it's BPA free. So it makes a good water storage system for my little tiny tracker. And since it's on the outside, it's fine. You know, it's a little extra bumper thing on the back. Anyway, so I have purchased I can turn you around and show you. The water port is right there underneath. Yes, I bought this week, I bought flavored sparkling waters. That black container right there, that's the water port. I bought this new USB water pump for the water port. Whoops. For when I put it back on the tracker. But for the moment, I'm using it inside right now. That's what's going to stay inside as right now, it's my filtered drinking water. That's not what's going to stay in here for that, but it works. And it's just everything I'm doing right now. I was just explaining to a friend this morning. It's really annoying to me that I have to bend over for everything I do because it's all sitting on the floor. That's really getting old. So is not going anywhere. It's kind of getting old too. Okay, let's see. Wow, we have gone from 60 down to 19. Okay, whatever. So I'm still seeing you guys, right? I'm seeing little, all messages is on. Okay. So I'm still seeing reactions. Thank you very much for the reactions. So let's see. So that's the tracker for the moment, but I am kind of deciding that we'll kind of rebuild that. I'm going to take decals off and redo decals. You guys might have noticed that I'm using the community tabs more on YouTube because I want to get rid of Facebook and all the extras. I'm tired of all the extras. And so if I can just use YouTube and get rid of the extras, that might be helpful. I would really like to find the location in the cabin or in what will be the screened in back patio room thing. I need to find a location where I can put a stand-up desk. And I'm okay with a stand-up desk and then a stool for when I want to sit at it. Ooh, that hurt. I'm fatigued today. And sometimes when you're fatigued with MS, if you move your head too quick, you can do a thing. It pulls a muscle or something. I don't know what it does, but I've had that my whole life. And I just learned in research recently that that's related to the MS. I think I've had MS a lot longer than anybody knew. Let's see. So what else? I'm seeing lots of what's going on here. Hi, Beth. Hi, all these new people. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, all you new people. Please, let's keep the political stuff out of stuff. You will hear me use terms that are familiar and personal to me. Terms like Sabbath, or I might use the God word. Don't get offended by that, please. You get to have your beliefs. You can have all the beliefs you want. Just don't push it on us. I'm not pushing mine on you. It's just that that's how I speak based on what I've been doing my whole life. How long has my tracker been out of commission? 1.5 years. Is that correct? It was June 29th. It was my birthday when it broke down 1 year ago, which makes it like right around 1.5 years, right? That's close. It's a long time. Oh my goodness. For somebody who doesn't like to sit still, it feels like a long time. And every once in a while, because I check in 14 months. Okay. Thank you, Beth. Every once in a while, I do this. Well, see, about once a week, I go down to town, check my mail, do things like that. And then while I'm down there, I stop in the shop. I hug everybody. Wendy loves it down there. So Wendy gets a little, she's the unofficial shop dog. She gets to, run around. She can be off leash at the shop. She has learned her place, and she can be off leash in the shop. And everybody loves her down there. I mean, not all the customers. I mean, I understand some people don't like dogs, and it's the way it is, and I'm careful. But anyways, so hey Tom, welcome. Thank you for coming out. So I check in about once a week or so, and I just say, any progress, any new thoughts you've been going through. And I've been through the conversations with Stan about how he doesn't want to keep rebuilding tracker engines. Mine may be his last tracker engine he rebuilds unless he does something for himself. Sometimes he's wanting to retire, some weeks it's different. And then he sometimes will, sometimes I'll go in and I'll say, so it feels like it's just dragging on forever. And I know I tend to be a little depressed sometimes, but is it time to say that I'm never going to get my tracker back? And he'll go, no, 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 no. I'm waiting for this thing to happen, or I got to do this other thing first, and I need to make a little more money for myself because St. John's is a different, and Apache County is a different kind of off-grid area. Now, some off-grid areas are closer to bigger cities and people just act more mainstream, in air quotes, right? But out here, especially this section of Apache County that my property is in, we're poorer people. The land is really poor, really inexpensive out here. And so it's often poorer, less, maybe poor is not the right word we're supposed to use anymore, but whatever, poorer people. I'm only 3/4 of a mile from the Navajo Nation fence line. So just imagine, first off, the land's not perfect. The weather is really extreme in Apache County. And so there are a lot of low income people out here. And because of that, vehicles are really, really important. We all need our vehicles. We need four-wheel drives and pickup trucks and stuff like that. So the auto shops that are in town, Stan was working for somebody else when I first moved here, and that was before 2016. I actually was camping on a friend's property before it was offered to me to buy half of the friend's property, and I took them up on that opportunity. That's how that happened. But that was 2016. So I was here quite a bit before that, a number of years. And I was just camping on a friend's land. And in my Van Tucket, that was when I had the van. So this area, I knew Stan before he bought the shop off the guy who had it before him, which was Jones. Anyways, so Stan's shop, which used to be Jones Auto, had always been known for, that's where you take the pickup trucks, that's where you take the, whatever, that's the tire shop, that's the, whatever. He doesn't do front end alignments, but he basically does everything else. Well, people in this area being so low income, they go into the shop and they just start bleeding heart stories about how they can't afford to really fix their vehicle, but they need it fixed because how are they going to take care of their, how many goats or how many dogs, or how are they going to get home, or whatever it is. And so you try to be decent in those situations. And I have seen Stan do some things. I have seen him trade and barter so that somebody could get their vehicle fixed. I have seen him not get paid, the mechanics not get paid what they were worth in order to keep people on the road. And vehicles on dirt roads out here, they get beat up. Suspensions get really beat up. So just understand that even though you go into a shop like that and you're expecting to pay the prices you would normally pay in a city situation, and then you get met by his price and you go, wow, that's cheap. But then you go, wait a minute, if you're only getting that much from me and everybody else who just did it, how are you guys making any money? So don't expect that, Stan can't always make everybody a deal, but he does a good job of taking care of people. So it's not like our mechanics out here are getting rich. I wish they were getting more than they were, but like even I can't afford to pay them sometimes what they're worth. In a city, I don't know what they're making anymore, but the price they're getting here per day or per hour is different. And so just kind of, sometimes keep that stuff in mind as you're thinking about what's happening. And as you're thinking about me and my project, just because I got it back here, there are other people who show up that their wheel fell off on the way into town. And so he's got to do them first because they can't get home. And so mine gets pushed another day back or whatever. So there's more to this than just Lesa and Lesa's not having tons of money. Sure, if I had more money, I could throw money at the project and it would probably get put higher up on the list, but I haven't got it like that. So I got to be a little patient too. So I hope you guys understand that basic concept. Okay. So that's tracker stuff. Let me go back and see. Thank you, Beth, and everybody who helped me with that math right there. We're real close to it being, a year and a half. Let's see, what else? So, yeah, the MS fatigue can do some stuff. And like, let me check my battery's health. Battery health is great right now. Wait a minute, what's up here? Uh-oh, do I need to? Nope, I can't pull it down. Okay, I don't have to look at it right now. My battery health on the phone is pretty good right now, and partly why you're sitting where you are is because I have you plugged into the battery pack. Uh-oh, what happened to this? Oh, get that back on. My refrigerator had gone from, don't do that, had gone from one amount to I unplugged the fan that I usually keep plugged into the USB port on my little fridge. I unplugged it so we wouldn't have that sound. But that meant that when the battery pack didn't have something drawing power off the refrigerator, it thought it wasn't attached. So the battery pack shut off. And that's how I keep my battery pack from shutting off, is I have this little, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's over there. It's behind me. But I have this little rechargeable fan that I can leave plugged in, and I put it on the lowest setting, and it tricks my battery into thinking that there's always something being pulled from the refrigerator. The sound is driving me crazy. I really like the peaceful, quiet nature, natural sounds. And so having this thing in the corner of the room where I'm sleeping and all day long and all day and all night, the fan sound just freaking annoys me sometimes. And I don't know whether that makes me some other kind of, forget it. I'm human. I like the sounds of nature. I want to hear the birds. So, okay. If I could, can't get him. Can't get that stinking fly. Okay, let's see. So what else? Okay, so you guys are interested in watching me swat at flies. video of yours and seeing you were alive. Chad! Oh, Chad. Okay, hi, Chad. Welcome. So, let's see. So, I've talked a little bit about the tracker updates. I've mentioned that I'm feeling kind of fatigued with the MS stuff. Not quite sure what that's. The killer kitties. Chaos, who has the white under his tail, and Karma. They haven't caught as many mice or rats this week, so I think they've done a good job. But boy, are they getting ground squirrels, like 2 or 3 a day ground squirrels. Of course, all the animals, the weather's changing, so all the animals are kind of hunting around for extra food. Speaking of extra food, my piñons have started to drop pine nuts. And I'm not able to focus to go pick them. I've never actually harvested my pine nuts. And I should, because I have a lot of piñons on my property. A lot of people in this area don't know that. Anyways, I just feel like I have so much on my plate that that's another thing to kind of learn and practice and get pine pitch in my hair and have to wash out. And it's a little bit like, I don't want to wait until next year, but I may have to wait until next year. I have a few of them in a plant pot bowl thing out on the front porch. Let me go get, I could turn you around. Let me do this because most of you know my signal out here is not that great. Let me turn you this way. And yeah, I try really hard to have my house really clean before you guys come. And I've been so busy this week. I have things kind of all over. It's not horrible, but it's more than I would have normally shown you. Oh, goodness gracious, okay. Wow, thank you for the present. Okay, so I stepped out the door. I didn't even check. To a gut pile, and that was a rat. Oh, that's nasty. On the rug just outside the door, the cats left me a present. Now, what I should have done with this plant pot is to have put a bag in it because it's got holes in the bottom. All right, I'm going to turn you back around here. And sometimes I can move around and sometimes I can't. So I'm doing everything I can from here before you're getting some pictures of the cabin behind. Like, to me, it's a little cluttered. See, it's a little cluttered. It's really not that bad, but, I like my place neat. Okay, so these are the piñon cones that are falling off the tree right now. And that's where the pine nuts sit. You can see that, right? Because I have my phone. So that's where the pine nuts sit. And right there's one, okay? Right by my finger. And I think that's another one up there. I can't tell. Oh, no, it's just the one on here. But I was out at the bird feeder tree, which is a piñon. Here's another one. And there's some pine nuts stuck in that one. Anyways, I was out at these will fall right out that hole. So I was out at the bird feeder tree, which is a piñon. I don't know, day before yesterday. And I was moving the mini ponds that I made. Anyway, can you see these? There you go. See? Whoa. Okay. Can you see those? Wow, huh? Okay. Oh, the camera's way up there. Okay. Duh. Look at the camera. So these are piñons. Okay. These are pine nuts. And I believe you have to roast them to get the shell to crack off, but I'm not 100% sure. So I should have put something in the bottom because there's holes in the bottom of this. But I have a handful. I don't know how to show you that, but I have a handful of them in here. So I went out to the bird feeder tree. I was moving the mini pond further away from the house because of the animals that are attracted to it and for the birds. And to get the solar water pump I have on it to be in full sun all day long. It has a nice long cord, but I needed it to be in full sun so that the pump will run as long as it can. It only runs, it was $7 on Amazon or $8 on Amazon. And so it only runs when the sun's hitting the little solar panel. Otherwise, and then it's still. So I have to kind of, keep an eye on it. And it's been running maybe almost a week, and I had to add a little bit of water to it. Anyway, I was out working on moving that and noticed that one of these cones had fallen on my head. So I had pitch on my hair. I was like, oh, crap. And then noticed the pine nuts and went, oh, crap. The pine nuts are coming down. Real soon, the birds will be all over, and the birds are kind of all over it, the tree right now, but that's okay. There's usually plenty for the birds and the people. And so I kind of like swatted the branch around the tree, and a whole bunch of nuts rained down. I was like, oh, that's how you get them. But I'm like not prepared, and I'm tired this week. When you saw some of the other stuff that I've been doing this week, you'll understand my tiredness. And I thought I was going to go outside and move a couple of those 2-foot square stones right in front of the door and place them while I was making coffee this morning. And I didn't want to. And so I didn't do it. But at least the trench is that I had to dig the other day in order to fix the flashing. At least the trench is filled. But it's sort of like, I thought about doing a job while you guys were on here with me, but that might be boring for you as well. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do exactly. So yeah, anybody got subjects, uppercase Q's, questions? Okay, we got that question. I remember that from a long time ago. Okay, so, and Tom's out here and whatever else. So my pinions are dropping their cones and pine nuts. The prickly pear cactus 2 weeks ago had the biggest fruit on them, but I haven't picked any yet. I mean, I've been here off and on a lot of years, but I never wanted to pick them. Now I wouldn't mind picking some in the future to try if I'm allergic to them. And I don't think I will be. I think if I do food seasonally and as natural as I get it, my health might be better. I'm healing some stuff by being carnivore. I should have put carnivore in my subject this morning because I have also been testing, the last since yesterday, I've been testing mozzarella sticks. Wow, if I can have a little bit of cheese and not get sick and not bloat like a balloon, or like Michelin Man, I think that would be nice because that would allow me to have another thing that's carnivore, or another food that's carnivore that can be kept longer term off grid. Even if the refrigerator's not working wonderfully, some cheeses will keep a long time without much refrigeration. So that could be helpful. What else? I'm going to turn it around and show you the camera again. This is my off-grid minimalist closet space. Um, so I put a short out, but it was only to members, and I'm going to do away with the membership stuff or something. I'm going to change it. But anyway, so in this space, I've had this prettier, but like I have some dirty clothes that are not hung up, and my towel's not there right now. There's some stuff out on the clothesline, and I just tucked that hat up there. That's the hat that Babs left with me. It's a huge brim. I can hardly get that hat. If I'm wearing that hat, I can hardly get it through the door. But if I'm working outside, I will wear it because I was getting too hot. Anyways, and the sun really bothers me, but that's not a hat that I'll take away from here. It's more like a field hat for farming or something. You'll see them down in Yuma wearing those. Anyways, I ordered some new hooks for these rods, and the hooks will be more like hanger hooks with clips. And so I've ordered those. Those should be in soon. And for right above, whoops, I'm pointing in the wrong, for right above, like when I remove the hat, a few inches above, I'm going to hang these two. I got to bring them over. I'm going to hang these two baskets. I have two of these, and they'll be side to side, kind of like this, but above there, and a few inches above. Yes, it will be up high, but that's okay. I'm not the shortest person in the world, and I'm not the tallest, but I can reach up there. And if I need to, I'll just keep a little stool. But then I can put things like my hair care stuff and my brush and things up there. So this is my solution to there's no space here for a closet. So that's what I'm doing there. Do you see the new rag rug in front of the door? I was able to get two matching ones like that. Mary got those from me. They weren't expensive, but they match. They look better, and they're still washable. So I'm really into keep things washable. I mean, there's dirt all over the place out here, and now I have cats leaving me presents on the front step, right, or on any of the steps. So, do you guys? Somebody let me know. Do you guys want me to try to take you out back and show you what I've got to finish up with my stonework and why I'm a little tired? A 2-foot square, 1.5 inch thick piece of stone is kind of heavy. But a couple of years ago, so how long has that been down? Maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years that has been my back patio. And when I laid it down, I didn't own a 4-foot level at that point. And I also didn't have I didn't have a 4-foot level, but I also didn't have, I didn't have the diagnosis of MS for one. I was able to move like 5 or 6, do a row or two, and then break for, a good hour for lunch or more, and then do a few more. And I just thought I was going to be able to do that the other day. And I went to try to move stones. And I went, after 3, I'm exhausted. So 3, a long break, try to do 3 more, another long break, try to do 3 more. I'm like, this is so slow right now. It's okay. I will get it done eventually. But I think this is the age and the MS that has changed how I'm doing things. Okay, so what am I? Is that it? Are you guys still there? So, I'm not sure what else to talk about. I asked a neighbor for a spider plant. I got one. Pretty. I lost you for a minute, I guess. Lost everybody. I'm just feeling like it just feels like we're not connected the same. So I don't know whether y'all are having trouble with my signal or what. This month, I'm okay. So what was the other thing I put in the title was seasonal work, trying to get the back patio re-leveled because it had settled a little, but it also because I didn't own a level back then. It was a little slanted the wrong way, so I'm trying to fix that. And then after that, we can move my new cast iron enameled wood stove back there. And then we can start working on making that room more comfortable for as much of the winter weather as possible. I feel like I've lost you guys, and I can't tell. Um, I think I don't see a way to that mutes me. What does that do? What is this? Okay. Okay. I don't know what that is. Make that go away. Okay. No, 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 no. Where's normal? Go back to normal. I like normal. Okay. And then what is this thing? Oh, no. Nothing. Okay. I don't see. Go away, go away, go away. And we're still on all messages, yes. All messages. All right. I don't know where you guys have gone. So did you all see that notice that the LTVAs in Quartzsite, well, the LTVAs for the Bureau of Land Management, that they're talking about increasing the cost to $600 a year? Well, no, it actually said $600 for 6 months and $200 for a month. And I was like, whoa, that will price a lot of people out of using the LTVAs. And what I imagine will happen at that point is all those people will just move over to the free camping areas. And then the free camping areas, because they've been used to the free dump sites and the free trash, they will be trashing. That's what that's what I imagine happening. I hope that's not the case. I hope there's enough of an uproar that they don't change the price on you guys. But I feel blessed that I have property. I do not know how to find out if you guys are gone or here. I just don't. I've got all messages up. I feel like I've lost you, so. But the last thing I saw was that Tom came in, and I have nothing more past Tom coming in. And I do have all messages up. Let me change it and come back. Let's see if clicking on something else makes something happen. Oh, well, something happened then, but now I don't know if I can. Oh, there's Jeremy. Oh my goodness, look at, where have you people been? Okay, where have I been, right? Okay, so there's the good morning Tom comments. All right, now I got you back. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, Tom, you're more mainstream than I am, yes. And I've lost people. I mean, I went from, what did we go from 60 or 70 people down to 12? I don't know. I'm just saying I don't think this stuff is working. Get a salt gun for insects. Yes, but that would presuppose that I would be sitting around to shoot at the insects. I don't want to do that. I want to be busy doing other stuff, but I don't want the bugs bothering me, which has annoyed me this summer because the only place I can get away from the bugs is to come back inside. So the goal is to turn my, let's turn it around again, to turn my back patio. Wait, the battery was on 100%. Let me double check. Yes, it's on. Okay. To turn the back patio into a screened porch that will have my wood cook stove. Thank you, Jeremy, for helping me get to that. And my wood cook stove and a sink. Purposes, it'll be like my outdoor kitchen, and it will be 3.5 season, right? All but the worst days, you could still go out there. And so that's the goal with that. Because there have been so many days when I would go outside and eat my lunch outside, but the bugs are driving me crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I am not fighting a fly for my hamburger. Let me go back inside. And then I'm like, well, crap, I spent 3/4 of the day inside. And then, like I said, I really want to find a spot. And I'm kind of looking at, when I first built this, I thought maybe I would put a table or a desk right over the center window. I don't want to do that anymore. Now, honestly, okay, wait a minute. What am I showing you? That's the, oh, I have the camera the wrong way. Wait a minute. Go back this way. Over the center window there. But that window opens really good. And this window opens really good. But that last window down there does not open. It opens, it was a damaged window I got for cheap, but it only opens like 3 or 4 inches, like that much. And it can't open. I mean, I've had people go, oh, let me check it for you. Yeah, no. And then they go, yeah, it doesn't open. So I've thought about, there's been a number of things. I could take that space, but I don't really want to. I think I want to put hanging acrylic clear shelves that can be shelves for house plants and starter plants. I think that's a good idea. And then this window, and yes, you remember when this was all my kitchenette once, but it was never intended to stay that way. I could put either a folding drop-down table here or just a table long enough to be under the window that's not very wide, like perhaps, what do you guys think of this? Like perhaps this cool piece of flooring. Yes, I've had this in one of my vehicles, but we could make a little tall table that I could either stand at to work on, right? So I could be doing more computer work, more phone work. And then I can have fold up stools that hang on the wall. And so when I want to sit, I could use a stool. But I kind of like that idea because I think this is I think that's a pretty piece too. And I might like that. What do you guys think of that idea? I'm going to turn you back around. Oh, I'm seeing some smileys or something. I'll check the battery, how fast. Oh no, we're still on 100%. So my battery's not, I'm not killing it doing this. So you guys could see that, right? Let me go back up. Okay, this is where, okay, so the salt gone. Will the pinon nuts store until you can deal with them later? I don't know the answer, Beth. I believe they'll last a little while, but seasonal food, sometimes you got a month, sometimes you got a month and a half, but sometimes you don't have very long. I need to check. What is the name of the solar pump on Amazon? Hang on, the box is right outside the front door. Let's do this. You can watch me walk. Whoops, where's the door? Okay. I don't know how to say it. Aiston? It was about $8. I got to tell you though, if you want it to run 24/7, this is not the one to get. And I didn't realize when I was ordering it, I didn't check carefully. It was, so it's the parts. So you could use this for a fish tank or a bubbler for your pet food water. But it only runs when the sun's on the solar, and then it just shuts itself off. And you've got to protect this from dirty water. So I took a piece of that rubber shelf liner stuff that has holes in it. And because I had a little piece of little cheap wire, I kind of made a little bag and hung over the pump. And then I hung it from down in the water. So that's how I've made it work. It comes with a bunch of different shapes of things. So it can be a fountain with one stream of water or 5 or 6 or whatever it is, or it can just be the little bubbler thing. Anyway, that's what it is. And so it was inexpensive. I thought I was getting one of the round floaty things that goes in a bird bath. And it's not what I got, but because I got it and I don't want to return it, I'm just getting tired of returning things. Okay, but I opened the tarp that I got, and that is going back because that was $40. That tarp was the wrong color and everything, and so I called. They're letting me send it back, so I'll get my $40 back from that. That'll be helpful too because I had to pay for labor this month, which is harder for me to do. But anyway, so okay. Did I just see? I see somebody else saying, "Oh, SSR." That's Mikio. Am I saying it more correctly yet? I think it's Mikio. Anyways, I got all messages on, but that wasn't what was wrong. I'm not quite sure. Maybe what was wrong was that I set the do not disturb. So I took it off do not disturb. You're gonna go fishing, yay! Go have fun with that, Jer. I know you've been wanting to for a long time. Go have fun. Slight buffer and thumbs up. I think we're all tired. Winter prep, yes. I'm here, we're here. Okay, I finally found you, but I think I had to take off the do not disturb. My, okay, Jer, have a great time. Donna K in the kitchen, cooking grits and eggs, yum. Now that I know, I really truly am seriously allergic to corn. So much for grits, but you enjoy them for me because I used to love grits. So yeah, don't worry about it, Mikio. Anytime you come in is fine. If you missed some, you can go back and see it on a replay. Yes, I like the clear shelves for plants. I found a set on Amazon that hangs from up high. I don't know if it's on fishing wire. I don't remember what it's on. But because that window doesn't open, I thought that, let me turn it around again so I can see it. Can you see the seashells? Oh, I remember. We can expand with my new phone. See the seashells? They could also be on that clear shelf instead of on the window itself. I kind of like that idea a lot. So yeah, Beth, I think that's a good idea. And I don't think those clear shelves were expensive. I should put them on my wish list until I'm ready or have enough money to buy them. And then if somebody gets them before me. You also like the stand-up desk. Yeah, me too. I really do. Oh, Be on the Road. That's Bonnie. Yeah, that's Bonnie, right? Anyways, I like that idea with the small footrest so you can stick one leg up. I love that idea. Do you guys know I have this Temporarily, I could use this balance board temporarily to stick one foot up on. I love that balance board as well because it doesn't have any parts that can break, and I could step on it barefoot or not. And I think with the MS has a thing about balance involved and stuff, and so I kind of like having that where I can just step on it sometimes. But the small footrest stool is useful for me reaching these baskets that are going to be above my minimalist closet as well. So that's a good idea. That gives me another reason to have a nice little footstool in here. Thank you for finding that. Okay. Travel Commission, hi. Oh, thank you. Yes, I was one of the original RTR people. She sees seashells on the window. So, yep. Well, thank you for checking in once in a while. I really appreciate that, Travel Commission. So, I don't know what else to talk about today. Like I said, I'm kind of a little bit tired. Oh, I did also this month order. Okay, you see where my coat rack is. I finally moved it where it belonged. Okay. And I want to replace that jacket. I got it at Walmart, cheap, on sale, and it's polyester. Yeah, it's from China, whatever. I want to replace that with buffalo plaid wool shirt because, wool doesn't burn or melt and it's like, better. And that's the black bag is the little crossbody bag that I shared on Facebook. But let me tell you, I forgot I wanted the removable strap. But I really kind of forgot that for plane travel, the metal hooks prevent you from sneaking through TSA with it on you. So you'll have to stick it in your bag to get through TSA or whatever. Anyways, but so this coat rack, I bought for there. Okay. That I wanted that there from the get-go. So originally, I wanted a mantle type shelf all the way across through the corner and over here. And then these heat shields were supposed to be corrugated metal off the floor a little bit and not quite up to these things. That allows, so there's a space of about 1.5 inches, 2 inches between the wall and the blackboard right now, okay? But it was supposed to be 4 foot high or 5 foot high, whatever it is, corrugated metal on both of these walls, okay? So it was going to be corrugated metal and then a mantle shelf. That's what I wanted. And yes, I always wanted the coat rack. Well, so I haven't got to where I can do it as like decorating and get it the way I wanted. But I did find for like $13, I found shelves to go across here that'll look enough like what I wanted to be useful. And then those two, okay, there's my coffee pot. I just made coffee this morning. Okay, those I bought a handful of stuff for $5. Okay, whoops, wrong. I did the wrong thing. I'm trying to make it smaller again. Go back to normal. Go back to normal. There we go. Anyway, so those two will go on the shelf, and one of them's brown, will be coffee, and the other one is green and might be tea. And so there can be a few small things up there and maybe a couple of pretties, but things can start to be more than just survival. How's that? So, all right, let me go check your messages again. I'm gonna, at the same time, let me check. 97% battery, we're okay. Yes, a Pendleton wool, if I could afford it, absolutely. But that's where I'm aiming for that. So let me go up. Okay, Guys, please remember the uppercase Q's. 3 uppercase Q's help me see quicker. Uh, okay, yeah. So where are we at now? So winter stuff. It was really important for me to get the flashing changed around the bottom of the cabin. My cabin, I had this brilliant idea to get 4, well, I had 4 old railroad ties here. And so I leveled them as best I could using a jug of water. I measured from a table surface up and put a Sharpie mark on all the sides, all around this jug, so that I knew that if I had water in the jug and it touched all the black lines, that I was as level as I could probably get it without a level. And so I did that with those 4 railroad ties. And then when when the other person decided they were going to help me build, they kind of argued with me a lot because I didn't want a cabin. I was going to build a Vardo on a landscaping trailer that had a ramp, the expanded metal with a ramp. I was going to build, that's what I was going to do, a Vardo, so that if I did it pretty enough, I knew that I could put it into an RV park locally if I needed to. And the RV parks up here are very inexpensive. But I figured during ugly weather, or if I got really sick, I could get myself closer to other people or the hospital. So hospital being either in Zuni or in Springerville, and RV parks being in St. John's or Springerville or Zuni area. And I knew that I could do something inexpensive if I needed to. And so I could kind of afford. And so I wanted to build a Vardo on a trailer. Then it would have been on wheels. And if I really wanted to, I could have somebody else tow it to wherever I wanted to spend winter. Okay? The person that I asked the person who offered to help refused, like flat out, will not do it. Building a cabin, that's it. You better go buy the materials I want you to have. And I was like, who are you and how is this helpful? But it was COVID year, and I mean right in the throes of ugly COVID stuff that this was all happening. So I still at that point was not fighting hard with other people. So I was kind of raised in a situation where I was always wrong and it didn't matter what I thought. I was wrong before I even thought something. So it's really kind of hard to erase that kind of a beginning when it happens to you when you're really, really young. So, and therapists will tell you that it's hard. But anyway, so at that point, people would push back at me when I would say, this is what I want to do. They could push back maybe 3 times, and I'd say, you know what? Let's just do it your way and I'll clean up the mess. That's what happened with my van and how many different van build things. That's what happened with, whatever. Because I didn't know how to say, this is mine, you do it my way, or we won't do it. So when it came to the cabin, I ended up, all right. If I've got to build a cabin because I don't have a choice, let's build a cabin. And I did feel like I didn't have a choice. And I was kind of bullied into what happened. But I still made a lot of choices and pushed my own choices because I was like, you don't get to decide how high my windowsills are off the ground. You don't get to decide where my door goes. You don't get to decide that I don't get to have a ceiling like this. my cathedral ceiling. You don't get to decide that. That I got mad, and I said so, and I got in trouble for it. I got in trouble. I got yelled at, and I got bullied even worse. And then the person just walked off the job. And but I didn't know they walked off the job. They went home one night, and I'm waiting, and it's a week later, and they still haven't come back, and I'm calling them, and I can't get through, and I'm like, what the hell, you know? Anyways, so that's how I got the cabin built. So I have 4 railroad ties, and then we built floor joist right on top of railroad ties, okay, appropriately. And I pushed hard. He was like, no, we're going to do 24 on center. No, we're not. I want them 16 on center. What the weather is like out here. I was like, oh no. Well, yeah, but it's just a cabin. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Do what I want. I don't care it's more pieces of wood. I want 16 on center because I know that 90-mile-an-hour wind that ruined my $1,100 tent. It's not taking the wall out on this. I can't afford to replace this. So we're doing it right the first time. So I kind of pushed, and I got yelled at, and it was hard. Anyway, but I have this lovely cabin. So anyways, after the guy just didn't show up anymore, and I never knew what happened to him until I found out a year later that he moved to the Philippines. Anyway, and it wasn't Skipperdoodle, by the way. Anyway, but the flashing on a building, which is the flashing is metal, and is just a sheet, and you're supposed to tuck it under the siding so that when the water, like rain, hits the siding, it runs down, and then the flashing is underneath. So it runs down. I can't do that very good. Oh, there you go. So the water runs down the siding, and then it drips on the flashing, and it goes down into the ground. And whatever is behind the flashing doesn't get wet. I have not had flashing that covered all those floor joists since this was built about 4 years ago. 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right. That's when I bought the property. 2020. So 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so 4 years ago, like in April, we would have started like in April. So 4 years ago. My floor joist had a little bit of Tyvek, and that was it. And there was a little bit of flashing, but the person who stuck it on didn't know what flashing was for. And so the siding was here and the flashing was here. So the water would run down and run behind and go behind. So I hired somebody last week to remove all the old flashing, pull the siding away from the house, and tuck new flashing up in. And the reason we decided to go with new, wait a minute. I forgot how to do it. Oh, this way. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Okay, I saw that. Without cues, I saw it. Anyway, so he came, the construction guy that came, inspected the job previously so that I could run to Sholo and get supplies. And he said, I really would like to change. The flashing that you have is only 8 inches. I would like to change it to 12 inch. It will cover where your railroad tie and your floor joist seam is. And because sometimes if you're going to do what you said about extra patios and floors, you're going to at some point put some more dirt up against the bottom of the house, and it will protect from the animals and everything else. And it'll keep the rats from climbing and chewing and the bugs as well. And he sprayed home defense stuff all. Anyway, so where am I going with all this? Where I'm going with all this is I had to pay him what he was worth. because I needed that job done correctly. And I don't want to have to ever go back and do it again, because I had to pull the stone up in the back patio so he could get in there. And I had to dig a trench 12 feet long between the back door and the stone, about how wide for him to be able to get in there. And because you put it in with nails, hammer, and and measure, and so I paid him. So this month will be a little tight, yeah, but I'll be okay. I planned ahead. I knew that most of my money was going right there, and it did. And then, because we had the opportunity, hey, Leanne, I usually come on at 9:30 on Sundays. So, and welcome, by the way. So let's see. So I had one more project, and I asked him if he was willing to help me with it, and he wanted to. So, I had cattle panels left over from how I had the curved roof on the chicken coop garden room that I recently removed. So I had 3 panels. One, when Mary was here, we made into an archway for the gate that goes up to my ridge. That's really pretty. That'll be cool. I don't know what will happen. And I was thinking, when I can afford to. By the way, I noticed the other day that the little solar lights that I have bought off Amazon that I love and are working wonderfully, they're like little twinkle lights, right? And they have different settings for whether you want them on all the time or you want them to blink or whatever. I just noticed that the 2-pack of those has gone on sale for $13, and they can't afford them. And I know it's $13, but I got to make sure I eat this week too. I mean, this month too. So got to be a little careful. So, but I would really like to get another set of those, because I'd like to put those on that arch for now, for the winter, right? So I didn't put those on my wish list for you guys to be able to see, but I could change that. I just didn't do it. And by the way, don't forget, you guys can see all the stuff I'm looking at on Amazon. I think you can only buy from my wish list, but that's an extra. And when somebody buys me gifts off of there, that's a big deal to me, because it feels special, because I don't do Christmas, and never have, never have done birthdays or Christmas. And so it always feels cool to get a present for me, particularly. And Robert and Nancy have been wonderful to me. Each year during my birthday month, Robert and Nancy have bought me something. And last year they got me a new blue quarter zip winter shirt. And this year they got me, a bag of the carne seca meat, so that I have a little more food security during bad weather, that there's a package of dried meat here. Let's see, what else? So I was telling you about, so the other thing that I had this guy do, and this was a guy that was a schoolie nomad, and they bought property here, and they haven't been to Quartzsite in a while for schoolie paloozas and stuff, but he mentioned they might go down this year. I'm not mentioning his name because I didn't ask him if that was okay. But I paid him good money because I wanted these things done right. So I had 2 more of those cattle panels, and I decided what I wanted to try to do, and he helped me figure it out. So I paid him for helping me figure it out. I wanted to, this west wall, where the wood stoves, whoops, don't point that way. This wall, where it's blank right there, and then there's 2 windows. And those curtains are down all the time because the afternoon summer sun comes in there and all my bad, I'll move you back over here where it likes it better. All my bad storms all come from that direction and hit that side of the house really hard. And then that afternoon sun beating on it, I really got to do some more paint, but it's probably going to be spring before I can afford it. Anyway, but that wall gets hit hard. So I thought about those other two panels. What if we could, okay, pretend this is the eaves. What if we could put the top of that under the eave on the house and then curl it out and down to the ground? And he goes, ooh, that would be cool. Let's see what we can do. I was like, oh, I'm so glad you'll help me figure it out, because I didn't want it to be like putting too much pressure on the eaves or not being secured tight enough or whatever. So he helped and helped. He got it up there. And what we ended up doing was cutting one whole strip of metal off the bottom so that the control panel had prongs that could go down in the ground, and then T-post too. And so there's T-post on the outside, the cattle panel, the prongs into the ground. But because there's a lot of rock right where it ended, and I'm saying rock, it's caliche, we had to dig a trench to get it down in, and then we had to wire it together because it was two separate panels. And when we first were doing it at a certain angle, it still would shake, make this awful noise, and I was like, man, if you bump that or the wind hits it. So we kept adjusting it 4 inches this way and 4 inches that way, and we finally found a spot where it doesn't make any sound in the wind. So we got it installed, and so I have this kind of curved roof room on the outside of that wall. Okay. It's 9 feet and a few inches, maybe 9 feet inches or something like that wide. Okay. Bye, Leanne. By maybe it's 10, I don't remember. Maybe it's 10 feet at the floor. And of course, it's going to need to be leveled. And I think the way I'm going to level that in the future is to get 2 railroad ties, because it'll be a step down from the level that the patio's on. So I'll probably do 2 railroad ties, then fill in dirt, and then decide what goes on someday, right? And to start with, I'll probably move the green grass rug from by the hammock over there to start with. I was able to get one 8x10 Harbor Freight shade tarp up there using bungee balls the other day. So it has shaded the windows some, but it's not as protected as I'd like yet. So I'll be hunting for how I want to protect that. It would probably be pretty cool if I went ahead and put like a Queen of Hearts, what's it called? Greenhouse tarp on that, if I could get one the right size for the winter, because then it would be greenhouse-like. Of course, it doesn't have any walls on it right now, but I don't know. It would probably hold a little bit of warmth. I don't know. I'm still kind of just looking at it and going, wow, how's that? Mikio, I hope I'm saying your name more correctly. Railroad ties. Railroad ties, if you're at Home Depot by the garden section, often outside, there is a pile of these 9-foot long, sometimes they're 6x6 pieces, chunks of wood, and they're kind of reddish in color. They actually are the pieces of wood that the metal railroad tracks are attached to. So there's a whole bunch of them in a row, and then the metal tracks go on top. That's what they actually are. After they've been used a certain amount of years, they have to be replaced. So the railroads take them off. And so you can use them for landscaping. They often have, I'm seeing the fly again. They often and the minute you pick up the fly whacker, the fly goes way away. Anyway, okay, Donna K, bye. Um, yes, there's actually a picture on the community post from the weekly update this week. And there was one prior to that where I said, what did I think I said, wait till you see what we did this week. It's in those pictures. Blow the picture up more, but you won't see. I'll put more pictures of it out as I'm starting to do some more things. Um, Railroad ties right now are somewhere close to $35 a piece. So that's a project that we'll have to wait to like level the floor and stuff in on that side. But for temporary, I'll do some things. Oh, they're 8x8. And creosote, yes, creosote soaked. Sometimes they're heavy. Actually, sometimes they're not. They're heavy when they're wet. When they're dry, like out here in Arizona, sometimes I can pick them up mostly and drag the end, right? But I have a wagon. Thank you, Steve Ballet. The wagon I have, I can prop one end up on it and I can either drag or push from the other end and get the railroad tie on top of the wagon. I can actually put two on my wagon. And if I walk and pull carefully, I can move two of them. Or I could. So, but thank you, Mikio. I really apologize that I didn't understand the difference in the Japanese names. And I feel a little embarrassed that I don't. I didn't have much contact with my aunts and uncles and cousins, but my great aunt and uncle were missionaries in Japan their entire adult life. And their children were raised in Japan. And I feel badly that I don't know more, but you know, how am I supposed to? Somebody tell Rick and Candy that they could come out here and find. They just popped a message to me. Rick and Candy need to come out and just watch the live. They want to know how I am, but they're always texting me at the wrong time. Or in the middle of the night. I don't answer my phone in the middle of the night. I make my phone shut itself off at 9 o'clock. And unless there's a true emergency, I will not look at my phone until 6 the next day, depending on how I'm feeling. I mean, I'm up sometimes at 4, but whatever. Anyway, okay. So let's see. Yeah, so I probably, in fact, I'm often, Wendy's at the door. Wendy's been out at the, oh my goodness. Did you go swimming? Oh goodness, come here. We're going to get Mama's pants dirty, I think. Oh my goodness. Look at this face of people. I think Miss Wendy must have got herself a drink out of the pond. Can you guys see her beard? Look at her, all dirty face. Do a dirty face. Oh God. So Wendy's so funny. She's been chasing lizards in the pile of reusable materials out there. So she's been chasing lizards and she knows where the water fountain is. And when she's thirsty, she goes over and gets a drink. But sometimes she gets a drink and gets inside and will sit down. Isn't that funny? Yes, Mikio is the female version of the name, and I had been incorrectly calling her Miko, which is the male, so is the boy name. So I had it incorrect. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so Wendy, okay, Wendy TV. Okay. I don't know what I don't know anymore. She surprised me with such a messy fur on her neck. You've been having fun. Goodness gracious. So yeah, I probably will move the green rug maybe this afternoon because I'm usually tired after I'm done here. And I kind of putz around on Sunday afternoons. And sometimes if I need more um, sparkling waters, this one's plain. This brand I got plain. I couldn't get the cans. I don't like having all the trash or the cans or the plastic, but I can't afford the other stuff. And so I got what I could get. But often I will run up Sunday afternoon to get more drinks and ice cubes because I like ice cubes in my drinks. Anyway, and because I'm tired and I need to like clear my mind and stuff. So, but I don't need to because I went late yesterday. I actually drove home in the rain. Speaking of that, I got to remember and have somebody look at one of my windshield wipers. You know how the rubber sometimes slides up and off the end so it flaps? And then the metal on the bottom end scrapes on the windshield? It started happening to me yesterday and I can't like pull it back. And I don't know whether I can fix it by pulling it back or if I've just got to buy a new windshield wiper. They were cheap. I found them on Amazon. Yes, I've done a lot of Amazon, but I'll have to look that over because it was after dark my coming home last night from going up to Sanders to get some more supplies. And I bought a box of blueberries because I just wanted something different besides hamburger. So I got blueberries and drinks. I don't remember. Anyway, but I drove home in the dark, and then it started pouring down rain, but it didn't rain here. So, which was good because I left the windows open. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Mikio. By the way, Mikio, how did your do you want to tell people how did your process with your RV, the Sunraider, how did that turn out? Were you happy with whatever you did? And do you want to talk about where you're going from here? Because you're coming to visit Catherine and Homer, I understand was different. And I'm sorry that we didn't get to meet or even talk while you were here. I wish that had been different. Oh, did you guys see? I shared something on Facebook. Now I'm trying to stop doing. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I shared it on YouTube because I'm trying to stop sharing on YouTube and do it all on you. I mean on Facebook and do it all on YouTube. Anyway, they're having this van lifer event. This guy I know from my Overland Expo stuff. He started 3 years ago. He started, and I didn't know where it was the first year. Last year I knew where it was, but I wasn't here. Anyway, because I was in Nevada last year. He started an event called the Moon Landing or something. I don't know that much about the event, to be honest with you. I really don't. But I guess it's kind of a van lifer party, nomad party. Oh, I got him. Finally. And it's in Rama, New Mexico. Rama, New Mexico is about 45 minutes from me. I might try to go. If I do try to go, I'd be taking the blue car because I don't have my other one ready. And I'll be sleeping in a tent because I don't know why, but this car's just not a camping car. I don't know what else to say. Nope, not in Colorado. It's actually in Rama, New Mexico. So I think I'm going to get a hold of him. I just saw this, I don't know, Friday or last night. Don't remember. But I will get a hold of him and I'll ask him what's going on. Am I appropriate for the event? Can I come? How much is your ticket? Can you give me a ticket? Right? I mean, within reason. But he's invited me many years. Well, many years. He's only had 3 of them, I guess. So let's see how that works out. If it does, that would be really nice. Because just getting out of here for a minute and doing something that I'm more... It would just be good for me, that's all. Yes, having Wendy, and I love her, and she's a good dog for traveling and in a crowd. But with bigger dogs, I have a little bit of I gotta be careful. And that's just because my Aussie was 11 pounds. And I had a friend's dog grab him by the neck and got jugular on both sides. I thought he was dead. He came back. He couldn't talk for 3 months. And then one day, I was like, oh, great. And he was worse with big dogs after that, but whatever. I just, talking too much. Well, hey, thank you. I'm glad somebody thinks I'm beautiful. I have my moments. We're all human, and sometimes we look in the mirror and we go, I don't know what I am anymore. It's all good, though. Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, number one. I know, Iris. I think it would be good for me, too. It would be a good excuse on top of that, and I would know somebody already there, so, I'm not exactly going to a completely new thing alone. Not that that's I'm so old hat at things. Oh, Beth, you remember Aussie? Yeah. You donated the sale profits to the veterans? Wow. Now I'm regrouping and going back to Jeep camping, at least until I meet up with Kat and Homer again. Okay, I'm fearful for my dog around big dogs as she picks up on it, and can yes, and I think you should be respectfully afraid. Yes, I think so too. And I think that's the biggest problem I have, is that the big dog owners, especially down at markets and stuff, they just let their dogs out of the car and they're like, oh, they won't hurt anybody. Yeah, and then a little dog gets near them and they're like, and I'm like, I ain't trying to go there. So, Wendy's getting the hang of being more social with, okay, so I got a couple of friends with big livestock guardian dogs. Slow down, you can say things. Telling me. Farkas is a Pyrenees. I can't remember if he's mixed with something. But anyways, Pyrenees, okay? She's fine with Farkas. She really is. Farkas is well trained differently than my dog, okay? But still trained. And we both, the fact that we train, we have respect for each other. And then there's another puppy Pyrenees that another friend has. And that dog, every time it sees Wendy, the first thing it does is one big paw toward her. So Wendy has learned leash or no leash, or dragging a leash. Wendy has learned around Daryl, we walk in this big go around circle around Daryl, because Daryl's just gonna go like that with a paw, and he's trying to play, but he hasn't figured out that she's smaller and his paw could hurt. Farkas, as huge as he is, they just kiss each other and say hi, and sometimes Wendy has rubbed her shoulder on his leg, and different strokes. But then somebody brings these big German shepherds and lets four of them out of a truck with no, and doesn't say a word to him, except says to me, if your dog has a problem with it, it's because you don't know how to train your dog. I just want to jump down their throat. And I want to rip their insides out from inside. Boy, that sounds ugly. But you get my drift. It's like, how could you be so rude? This is a public place. At your farm, your ranch, your whatever you call your homestead, your whatever, right? Do what you want. You do you there. But out here, this is public. Let's be a little, And I use markets as opportunities for training. And so Wendy's learning when the big dogs show up, she gets to be on a long leash attached to the car because Miss Lesa, having been attacked by service dogs at a Thanksgiving Jamie Dimond event outside of Havasu, I was bit by service dogs. 2 service dogs. I'm the one with the turkey, and I'm backed in a corner. I'm just saying. So because of things like that, I'm not holding the leash when the big dog shows up because I'm nervous already because I know what can happen and it hurts. Okay. So I just kind of, Wendy is learning. She gets a long leash attached to the car and then a door open where she can get in and out. And then I have a chair that can be a tall chair, but it can also be, it was a Walmart thing. It can also be a stadium seat, so it's just barely off the ground. She thinks that's her chair because I can put it down on the ground and it's only off the ground that far. And I put her little water cup beside it and she can be on that in the shade or up in the car if she wants to. And depending on how the dogs are interacting, that's how I leave it. Now, if the dogs are just being too wild, I close doors and open windows. So that's how I tend to that. Okay. Dogs that the owner claimed were service dogs, but were obviously not. Beth, I cannot say for absolute certain. I do know one of the dogs that was in that attack was a certified service dog, but I know that the owner did not keep up with their training because service dogs, you're supposed to every once in a while refresh training if they're your working dog. If you let them not work too often, you need to keep them in refresher training in order to make sure that they remember what they're supposed to do. And in this case, this was bad. Anyway, oh, how nice, Mikio. That's wonderful. And you have a pug. How cute. I think my son has Frenchies. Any recommendations on backdoor Jeep test? Now, Mikio, is yours actually a Jeep or are you using the Sidekick? And if you're not going to use the Sidekick, what are you going to do with it? Because I'm still kind of wondering. But no, is it an actual Jeep? Because I do have a couple of recommendations. Let me just double check I haven't missed something. No, I think I caught up. Okay, I think I caught up, so I'm on yours. So Jeep backdoor tents. If it's actually a Jeep and not a smaller SUV or like mine, not a Sidekick or Tracker or Zuki or Samurai, Sammy. What? I see that. Are you hungry? Look at all this hair in your face this morning. You have hair everywhere. You have food in your bowl. You have that food. You want to go outside? Here you go. Go on out. So, Yeah, there's a couple of those service dogs that people don't keep up with their training on. Anyway, anywho, so Jeep tents or SUV backdoor tent things. So budget wise, the High Sia, it's a Sidekick 4-door and it's a legit Jeep. Gotcha. Okay. It's just not a Jeep branded. Gotcha. I totally understand. I would love to get my hands on a 4-door 98 tin top Sidekick tracker. I would love that. If it was a tin top. Okay, so now my answer is going to change because you're working with the Zuki. And I thought you were working with the Zuki, which what? So let me real quick go back. Yours is a hard top. Okay. A removable hard top like mine or a tin top that's all metal? Budget, not an issue. Understood. But I want to say this, for bigger, like actual Jeep size, so larger SUVs, a budget thing that I have found, it's a tin top. Okay. So the budget thing I found for like larger SUVs that works excellent. I never actually bought it for mine, but I encouraged somebody else to get it for theirs. And they had a newer, like, Jeep Cherokee. And I'm talking newer, like I don't know what age it was, but way newer. Anyways, so larger. This is not going to work for you, Mikio. But the High Sia rear tent goes around the car, and it comes in 3 sizes. It comes in small, medium, and extra large. So you can measure your vehicle and get it closer to what fits. Okay. And that one, if it's raining, it's all closed up at the back. But then you can unzip and pull out an awning, and then inside you still have screen and zippers. So you can have this nice awning and zippers. And then, so you could sleep with it open, you could do different things. And if you're like me, I like that my rear door, well, the High Sia works better with the cars that the rear door opens down and up, or up like a hatchback. Okay? So I know this isn't going to work for Mikio's, okay? Oh, yes, I forgot about your birds. Yes, okay. Anyways, so this one works for SUVs, but won't work for you, Mikio. So, so that High Sia, and look on Amazon, there's other brands, but basically it covers the back. You have this, the awning is the rain fly when it's down, can be an awning when it's up. It's great. Okay. Yes, yours opens on the side. Totally understand. So there's this other one. None of the other SUV things, even if they say they're for CRVs, none of the other ones fit our Zukis. Our Zukis are too small. So I have not been able to get a hold of the Jimny equipment that they have in Europe and England. But I understand that there's plenty of stuff for Jimneys. Jimneys being the off-road, 4-wheel drive, Suzuki, brand new Suzukis, which wouldn't we love to have one of them? Anyways, but so, spell which thing? So another thing for larger SUVs, but not you, Mikio, is the Cove. by the blue tent I had for a couple of days up in, no, hang on a second, Mikio. I have an idea. The Jimny, Jimny, Jimny. Jimny is the brand new four-wheel drive Suzuki that looks like a mini Jeep. And even in Mexico, there were so many of them. I don't have that budget either, but whatever. Jimny, yeah. Yeah, let me know if you get near accessories for Jimneys, because they even make one of the 360 awnings for Jimneys. But of course, I don't have a tin top. And the problem with my vehicle is I don't have a tin top. It would be much easier for me to do stuff if I had a tin top like you do. So, and yours is a 94. See, a 94 through a 98 body style was the same. And so what I've learned is I don't like the body style of the blue car, which is the second gen body style. Oh, 92, sorry. Okay, thanks for correcting me. So that the second gen body style is like this blue car. I don't like it. I like the first gen body style, and my 98, that was the last year they did that. And so if I was to change the body stuff on mine, I would want to have a tin top, and a 4-door would be like fantastic, but 2-door's fine too. I don't, but a tin top would be easier because I struggle with the fact that I have a fiberglass removable top, which would be cool if I ever took the top off. But I can't put roof racks on it. I can't, there's stuff I can't do because I can't figure it out, or we'd have to build an exoskeleton, which I don't want. Okay, so let me get back to you. So there's also, I don't think this is secure enough for your birds, Mikio, but there is and I can't look it up because we factory reset my old phone, so I don't have Amazon on there. There's a, Beth, can you help me out? There's a little backdoor SUV tent thing that goes on, that attaches to your car with magnets. And it does have screen on the inside, but it's more made for, let's see, your door opens. See, my door opens, but like a Jeep, because I have the removable top, the top part of mine goes up and yours doesn't. Yours just opens that way. But it would work on yours because it covers the back. You might have to make a little thing to support it away from the rear of the car a little bit. Maybe if you have a roof rack, you could make something slide out so that it would just give you a little more length out. But this one is so small. It comes in a like oceany blue, a really kind of summery beach blue, a tan, or a white, and a black. I don't know. Can I search on this other phone? I don't know. I don't know if I had it. But I measured mine, and it's really inexpensive too, to be honest with you. But the problem is, Beth, with the many options are always too big for our Suzukis. And so I've hunted long and hard to find something that's more appropriate. Um, and I haven't bought this, but it's only like $50. And let me see if I can. Amazon. Amazon. Uh, Mini SUV. What's it called? They were marketing it for changing clothes at the back of your car or something. It's enclosure. Let's call it an enclosure and see what I get. Enclosure. I'm trying it on the other old phone. Let's see. No roof rack. Looking at rooftop tents at first, but I get vertigo too often, and that's not an option. I understand that, Mikio. I really, nearly, I have been talking to C6 Outdoors about their black and white, because it's cute as heck, rooftop tent that's also a ground tent. I've been talking to them because it only weighs 25 pounds and it's a 4-inch thick mattress built in. And it's kind of expensive, but I, with MS, now TMI, if you don't want to hear this, close your ears, okay? Might be the joy to us. Let me look. But if you don't want to hear this, close your ears. With MS, I have moments when I haven't figured out why it happens so that I can avoid it more, but there are some times when I got to go to the bathroom right now, and if I don't get out fast enough out of the vehicle, then I can need to do laundry. How do I just I can get my pants wet. I'm good enough at jumping ship that I don't get anything wet inside. But I can't always maneuver. Oh, Napier Sports Cove. Okay. If you have a bigger car, Napier Sports Cove, High Sia, both of these are good. If you have bigger car, not for ours, Mikio, not for you. Okay. Yeah, maybe joy to us. Hang on, let me see. Okay, you're on my old phone. And I've just been telling people to like get rid of my old phone. Um, I'm hunting for the storage box, SUV tent, small size. Okay, wait a minute. What did you send me? We're here. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Beth, so much. And at least I have this. And it's 59. That might be it. Okay. See, we factory reset, so I don't even know who's sending me the message. Accept and continue, whatever. Just pop it up. I don't care how you pop it up. Just pop it up so I can see. It might be the joy to us. That sounds right. Come on. Now, this came up as Hey Trip at $69. That's not it. This one looks like it's for a bigger vehicle. So, but that's not the joy to us. Ooh, what's that one? But you know what I found when I was in Nevada? Remember, I tried to get the Napier. I tried to get the Napier one to fit, and it wouldn't fit. Well, yeah, it was too big. I mean, I really tried to make it work, but it was too big. So, yeah, it's not this. So, where's the joy to us? Let me search. Now that I got Amazon up on a thing. Joy to us. SUV enclosure. See, and if I wasn't filming on here, I could go just pop it up. But I'm afraid of doing that right now. Because I don't know if I'd lose you if I did that. Joy to us. This is not, no, not yet. This isn't. Poop head. Two tosted up. Yeah, I spelled it right. This is not the right one because it won't fit ours. So, okay, this is not it. Okay, let me try another thing. Okay. SUV enclosure. Tailgate enclosure. Let's try this. I should have put for small vehicles. Yeah, Napier is too big for Suzuki's. Even their small one, too big. And Kelty, back roads awning, side roads awning, and Kelty tarp. Begins with an S, something tarp. They're too big for Suzuki's. Too big. Way too big. What happened? Oh, poop head. Go back. This phone has got a mind of its own now. Go back. This is what I want. Okay, go that one away. Go that one away. Go here. Okay. I wish I could find this thing. I have it saved in my other. SUV tailgate shelter tent changing room. $59. Okay, it's like this one. Okay. Can you guys kind of see that one? It's more like that. No, it's not an MS room. This is my live on Sunday. I happen to have MS, but it's not. And I wonder, Mikio, if this kind of, can you see this? If this kind of, this is mosquito nets, and some of them come with a rain layer as well. I wonder if these will work good on the Suzuki's because they don't require the back hatch to hold them up. And so with our door open, then it just covers the part that's open. Now, of course, the pop-up square one, but that won't hold up to the winds out here. So I'm still hunting for that other one. Maybe I should have put in I want the blue, and maybe it would come up that way. I have it probably saved in my stuff. Thank you, Kim. MS, I didn't even I knew what MS was when I was younger because I worked at a summer camp when I was young, when I was in school, in elementary school. I worked for a summer camp for, back then we used a word we don't use in public anymore, people, anyways. But anyways, so I knew what MS could look like. But I was so surprised. Slumberjack. That slumberjack doesn't fit either. But then 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed. And I'm older, so it's a whole weird thing. Gotcha. So you know what I was going to do. And I'm still trying to maneuver that this is what happens for me. I love sleeping in a hammock. I have not talked to Haven tents yet. Haven tents are different than hammocks, but they technically are a hammock. So I'm trying to get the hammock company that the hammock stand goes in a receiver hitch. I've had a front 2-inch receiver hitch put on my car and a rear 2-inch receiver hitch mounted on my car. So my plan, because I'm healthier when I sleep outside, so the only time I would be sleeping inside my rig would be in a parking lot situation. So from the get-go, I have wanted to have the hitch mounted hammock stand. It rides on the hitch. And then I was going to put a hammock with the tarp and all of that. Well, the Haven tent is the hammock and all you can get anyway, so it's a fully set up like tent situation that's not on the ground and you're attached to your car. And I just really, really, really want to do that idea. I think it's not only unusual for the YouTube stuff, which would help me with the, going on to make a little extra money, but, oh, I just got another text from you too, Beth. Let me see. But that's the direction I want to go. Now, some people with Zukis just get a cot tent and set outside the door of their car. But we want more room outside the car to start with. I know I do. And so that whole having the extra room outside, this is it. That's the one. Because it attaches with magnets. That's the one. And it's inexpensive, and I have not bought it yet to play with. And it might not be enough, but that's the one. I'm in risk. You never know what's going to come in, but you love all creatures. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I like this one too. And I haven't bought it yet. I haven't played with it, but my intention was to, it's $59. Oh, the battery's going dead on this phone. So my intention has been for a while, that's been in my wish list, was to get one of these and play with it and see if I could make it work. Because it attaches with magnets, and your car and my car both is steel enough that magnets will stick to them. I also have some other really great ideas. Mikio, there's a company that makes molly panels. I don't know if you know what those are. Oh, I took some of these things off of my phone already. I wonder if, you know what? If I lose you guys, I lose you guys. But there's some of my overlander companies that... Oh, is that charging? No. I have to push a button. Hold on. Come on. I can't see what I'm doing. No, one more click. Hold it. There it goes. Okay. Now that other phone's charging. It was on 8%. That other one was going to die. Yeah, see, and I'm wanting to trick mine out again too. So Molly panels are spelled M-O-L-L-E. I have a whole thing on Pinterest. Now, I haven't been playing with Pinterest and sharing it with other people, but I'm trying to trick mine out too. I don't have quite the funds you do, Mikio. And I love you. That's not a slight at all. But I have these companies that I know from Overland Expo and stuff, okay? And folks that I hang with. And so some of those companies, okay, I would like to have molly panels On the insides of my rear windows, I would like to have a gull wing window on the rear driver's side, a gull window. If you watch, I can't think of the guy's name right quick. There's a guy in Australia, two 4x4 outdoors, maybe. He does these really cool, beautiful videos. He's definitely a videographer. Often they're like him and his dog going out and camping in the rain. Okay, so he has a Jimny. He has a new Jimny, and he even had it repainted so it has like military tan color, desert tan color or something. His rear driver's side window, the very rear, he made a gull window. What that means is it's hinged. So from outdoors, you can open it. And he can open it and get one of his 3 different coffee makers and his hatchet and his stuff to make his fire. And there's a little thing for a table that folds down. There's this one company that does all magnetic cup holders and specialized cup holders for the outside of your vehicle. So they travel inside, but when you stop, you take them outside and they just attach with magnets. Some of that's really, really, really cool. And you remember that my rear tire carrier, I used to have these saddlebags on my rear spare tire carrier. I really loved that. But because of the way things are changing and the sun destroyed that, I'll be changing up what goes back there. Yeah, I'd like to have about, yes, gull wing, yes. But this is just one window. They hinge it so it opens, okay? And so then you can reach inside from outside. And because we have, now me with the 2-door version, I have the 2 seatbelt towers. I can't remember on the 4-door, do you have the seatbelt towers? I don't think you do. But anyways, I have the 2 seatbelt towers. And so I have to kind of work around my seatbelt towers. And Mikio, I actually have an extra Cascadia 4x4 solar panel system. Maybe get a hold of me, talk to me about that, because I think they're a great thing, okay? No towers, that's what I thought. Because I think when you have a tin top, you don't need those. So for me, that's a thing, sticking up in the air. And I mean, it's a good thing to attach things to, but because I removed my rear seat, and do I want to put my rear seat back in? Do I want to switch some? I don't, right now, but I want to trick mine out too, okay? So I'm with you on this. Trick it out, girl. So I like the idea of, yes, I like the idea of having an outside space as well. Do you know, okay, what's his name? Playing with Sticks. That couple lives in Alaska. For some reason, I can't think of his name. It's not Drew. I can't think of his name. Anyway, they really like the Julka. Julka is the hot water propane system for showers and stuff. They like the Julka 2-room bathroom for their outside tent. And the reason they like it is it's got bug screens, it's got extra awnings, it's got extra, plus you can keep it as 2 rooms or unzip one wall and make it all kind of one. It's kind of a versatile thing. It is higher priced, but cool. So yeah, yes, Julka. Yes, that company. They have a 2-room, I forget what it's called, shower tent, ensuite, ensuite something. Anyways, they love that as they travel in, well, they have 2 little boys now. She's Asian of some kind. I don't know what country she's from. But anyway, they travel in an SUV, but they towed a teardrop trailer is their favorite. Okay. And I always have considered my small SUVs a teardrop trailer with an engine. And when I think that way, it makes it way easier to explain things to people and to kind of like outfit it better. Because I look at motorcycle camping stuff, I look at teardrop trailer stuff, I look at ultralight hiking stuff. That's why I do all the titanium pots and pans. I want my stuff to be lightweight so I keep my gas mileage, so I can go up the big hill, so nothing's top heavy. So yeah, they really like that Julka 2-room bathroom tent, and they use it as the side door attachment to their teardrop trailer. So they get out of their teardrop trailer by opening the door into this Julka tent and then go from there. And so that idea is good. I like it. And because it has extra awning pieces you can zip on and off, it makes quite an outdoor room, and it looks sturdy. I know people who have the single bathroom shower tent from Julka, and it worked great down in Baja with all the wind and everything. So I'm saying their tent is a quality tent. I'm not saying they're the only company you got to buy it from, but I like it, and I like the idea of what, maybe his name is Drew, because I can't get that name out of my head, but I like the Playing with Sticks review of it, and how they were talking about how useful it is. And so they're kind of happy with that for the moment. Gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to trying to get one of the Oyster aluminum coolers. I'm not so interested in having their freezer packs. Well, I haven't measured their freezer packs to see if it fits the freezer, the electric freezer, the 12-volt freezer that I'm running right now. But Oyster, it's special, it's expensive, it's beautiful, it's quality. It's like a buy it once and don't buy another one. I really want one of those for in the tracker. I haven't made up my mind if I'll keep trying to travel with a refrigerator. This particular Alpacool C12 is what I have for a refrigerator. It works fine in the tracker, but because my tracker is so much smaller than yours, it's right beside my head while I'm sleeping. And I've been annoyed by the sound. And maybe I'm more sensitive than the average person, and that's okay too, right? We're all different. Might be the MS, I don't know. Might be I'm OCD and nobody told me. Who knows? Or autistic, or I'm not. I'm just kind of trying to be joking. But I want my ice. Yeah, me too. I want my ice. And y'all, I showed these before. Yes, I'm reaching. I showed these before. Okay, they're full because when I went to the store last night, I bought a 7-pound bag of ice. Okay, a 7-pound bag of ice for $2.30 in my area. Fills this 1 gallon is full and it's heavy right now. And this one is a 64 ounce, and it's full. And then there's always 1 glass of ice. Okay? So these two are Walmart purchases. This one's now $30. This one's still around 15. Around, don't hold me exactly. But these two will hold ice for 7 days in a hot car. Now, as the ice melts, so understand after a few days, there'll be really cold water in it and chinky ice in the top. You understand how that works. But this is how I'm keeping ice. And it works better than anything else. I'm not trying to run an ice machine. I'm not trying to have a big refrigerator so I can have ice, because it's not worth it. So in my humble opinion, in my humble opinion, this is the way to go. And at least the 64 ounce. I have not tried with the gallon. With the 64 ounce, I know with this one in my state of Arizona and many other places, I can go into any gas station with this and ask, may I please just have ice? Can I fill it with ice? And most all, especially Circle K's, they'll just let me fill it and it doesn't cost me anything. And that'll last me, depending on how fast I use it, that'll last me, up to 7 days. So I'm really, really super happy with that. That works. I don't have to think about it. That's wonderful, Mikio. I wish we had been able to meet. I would have liked that. We will at some point. I can pin it to the top of the comments when you find some things. Okay. I know I'm talking a lot of gear stuff today, but it's kind of what's been asked. And Mikio, I'm so excited. I want to help you design and outfit and trick out your Zuki. Oh, good Lord. Your sidekick. And are you going to name yours? Mine doesn't have a name. I don't do well at naming things, I don't think, but whatever. I have been learning that I really like yeah, there you go. And if you're a person who's able to use like little stick packages of lemonade or something, that's super cold water. Really, really helps. I got to tell you that. But I got to tell you, I found that I really like the sparkling waters. Yeah, I used to like the Pellegrino in the glass bottle the best, but it's hard to carry glass bottles. And then there's all the trash from all these individual bottles. It's a little annoying. I've been looking at, what's the little machine called? I've been looking at I forgot what the machine's called that makes the bubbly water. It makes sparkling water. They make them now that don't need electricity. And you do have to buy a cartridge to put in them. And I heard that some people, because I've been doing research, some people get them. Yeah, I don't. Oh, her name's Betsy. I don't usually name cars either. My dad used to call every car, he'd tap the dash when something was going on and say, "Thanks, Nellie." And I've caught myself doing that a couple of times. Thanks for getting me through that, Nellie. I don't know. Anyways, there's a little machine, and you have to buy a cartridge, a CO2 cartridge, to make the little machine work for making sparkling water. And I've thought about that because I wouldn't have the trash. But I don't know if I can really afford it yet. It looks expensive. So I'm not quite sure about that because I don't know how to maneuver it. But I don't like the trash of the sparkling water bottles. But I love sparkling water. And so I may be looking at one of those little machines. I can't think of the name of that. Can you guys? Anyway, soda soda stream, whatever that thing's called. It'll make sparkling water, even plain sparkling water, out of anything. So I probably someday will invest in one, but when my quick search saw them close to $100, and I was like, what? So I haven't done any more search, but I want to get rid of all this trash. Now, if I'd have been smart when I started drinking this brand, these bottles are nice. If I had been smart, I would have started saving these bottles for a greenhouse wall or something because they're nice bottles. Anyway, whatever. Okay, I know, I'm just talking and talking and talking. But Mikio, I got excited. I want to help you with your build. I have all these cool ideas. And have you seen Helinox? Oh, is that the right name? The bed thing they have. It's on slats, on stretchy cords with a frame. And it all breaks down into a storage bag, but then you can put it in your vehicle and adjust the legs to wherever they need to go to support the bed. And it can be however high you need it. It's kind of cool. Old Blue. There you go. Hey, by the way, anybody who's still out here, there's a few people. To me, it looks like there's about 12 people still out here. I just found out that there's a woman in her 70s who has been a nomad and just has decided to come off the road and get into housing in Flagstaff. And she has a red Dodge full-size high-top van that is in excellent shape and just turned a few miles over 100,000. So it's like 108,000 miles or something. And she wants around 4,500 for that van. If I had money and really wanted to change everything I do, I would be looking at the van myself. But you know, I don't like to drive big vehicles, and I love my little trekker setup. I can't wait. You're too Japanese to sleep like Americans. You still sleep like, good for you. Yes, that's all. And one of the guys, so Tiny GPS, who sometimes is out here, he just went all through that van. He knows exactly what's wrong with it or what's gonna go wrong with it. Can't tell you, don't know. I would have to go hunt for the ad again. No, it wasn't an ad. And it's all stock inside. She took the rear seats out. The two front passenger seats are in it. But she left all the original carpets in it. All the original, pretty ceiling is still in it. And even though she has okay, I don't know that I can, sometimes I think I'm going to lose you if I feel like I'm going to lose you if I touch anything. This thing, I think, carpet drives you nuts. It does me too. Okay, it makes me sick, honestly. And so I would have to like have it super well cleaned, and then I'd have to get the cleaning solution smell out of it. And honestly, I don't like driving a big vehicle, so why am I even thinking about it? But I saw that it was there. 3 generations. Can you trade her? I don't know. She has decided to come off the road. She has just gotten Section 8 or something, retirement housing. So, yeah, I can't because we factory reset the other highlights. No, wrong thing. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't know how to do it from here. Maybe it's this plus sign. Nope, that's start a poll. We don't want to start a poll. This one says share, but it's 3 buttons. Isn't there more there? No, I can't find it. There used to be a button that I could touch, and it would let you see what I saw, but I don't even see that. So, by the way, my son mentioned to me the other day that he was raised away from me a lot of his life. So I don't keep Christmas, I don't keep birthdays, but whatever. I'll check it out later, Mikio. But anyway, uh, um, he mentioned the other day to me that he's thinking about Christmas presents for me. And I was like, well, yeah, I know, don't touch the buttons. I got that, Beth. I got that, don't touch the buttons. But he mentioned something about, Mom, maybe since you're going to be able to make money in January, maybe as my Christmassy present toward you, I could do something that will help you be able to maneuver the things you do more easily. And especially since he's a computer nerd who, like, has always built his own computers. Like, so. Yeah, Tiny GPS has, yes, Catherine, yes. That's the information right there, guys. What Catherine just said. Look for Tiny GPS and the pictures. She's saying it's Lynn's van. Lynn has decided to come off the road and get into housing in Flagstaff, and she would really like a Nomad to get that van. It's beautiful. They sent me pictures of the inside of it. Beautiful, simple. Okay, a 98 Dodge. And Dodge vans really work well if you keep the maintenance up. Iris, if you're interested, send Tiny a message. Tell him I mentioned it on the live, and tell him what you're thinking and what you'd like to maybe do, and see what can happen. Because I think that this woman feels sad that she has decided to come off the road, but if she could let the van continue without her, she'd love it. So, jump on it though, because it won't last long once somebody figures it out. And a Dodge would be a good van. And it's a high top. I mean, it's nice. Of course, I've had a bad experience with a red car, so I probably don't want it. There is a house AC in the rear window, but she had the rear window piece made so that it's never leaked inside. And she kept the window so it could be swapped back to the window. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Catherine. That didn't make sense to me. AC in back window, yes. But the AC in the back window, she has the actual window to replace. If somebody wants to pull that out and swap it back for the window, she has the window. So it's basically an intact van. There have never been holes drilled in the roof. She always used folding, maybe Renogy solar panels, and always set them outside the van. She didn't want any holes drilled in her roof. So I think it's a good deal. If one of you is really interested, jump on that and see what you can. And just remind Tiny that you come out here and, because Tiny's good people and he's worked on it. So he knows what's going to come up soon for repairs. And he told me this morning, but I was thinking out loud with him in that moment. I was like, oh, maybe I should look at that. Oh, I don't have any money. I don't like to drive big vans. No, no, I'm sticking with my tracker. The only way I'd switch the tracker is if I could find a tin top. Same generation, tin top or four-door tin top. But not the blue year, not the second gen, first gen. So I want that. I just want to make it work better for me. And I think that the Haven tent so that I'm sleeping outside more often, that I do the Haven tent because It's a hammock, but it's also a ground tent. And then I only have the one piece to set up. Okay, so the Haven tent with the Adventure Hammock Systems hitch mount hammock thing, so that 90% of the time I'm sleeping in that. And then have some kind of, okay, oh, Mikio, you got me all excited. Mikio, your tracker, I mean, your sidekick, your Zuki. Can we call it a Zuki? Okay, Zuki. It's the shorthand version for Suzuki's. Okay, so your Zuki, your roof, because you've got a 4-door, is long enough to carry an I-dome shelter. Look at the I-dome shelter. Am I saying it all right? Dags is a friend of mine. He has given me a family discount, but I can't afford it yet. Okay? This is to have an external, and we could back our Zukis into this I-dome shelter. It's a beautiful space that can be a tent, or it can be just a sunshade, or it can hang hammocks, or it can do, if I could, I would have an I-dome, the Haven tent, the Adventure Systems hammock, hitch-mounted hammock thing. It rides on the front. All these things are expensive. I'm just saying. And then I would have a lot of my gear be like kitchen things that could hang. Although my rear tailgate door, I want to have a drop-down table similar to a front runner tailgate table. The front runner tailgate table, you bolt it to the back door on the inside. It folds, flips down, and on one end of it, a cutting board slides to the outside. So you have plenty of workspace on your back door. That's the direction I would go. If money was not okay, beat me to it. You didn't beat me to it, because I've been talking to him before he actually had him in production. I saw his at Overland Expo before he had it in his store. So been a couple, 2-3 years I've been talking to him. But anyways, I don't have the money for these things. You got money. I'm just saying, well, and I don't mean that like you got money in some bad way, but I'm just saying, girl, the I-dome shelter, because it holds up, they know it holds up, he can give you a discount code. I want him to give you a SimplyLesa discount code, but talk to me on the side, and I'll see if I can get him to give you a discount code using my name or something, because he's giving me a discount because of what I want to do with it. And he's like, oh yeah, if we could figure out a way. The only thing is, I'm trying to figure out how to carry it on my 2-door. I don't know how to carry it because the poles are long. Anyway, so the I-dome shelter, the Haven tent, the well, and I don't have to have a Haven tent if I have the I-dome shelter, and then the Adventure Hammock Systems hammock stand, because it rides in a thing. I mean, basically, those as the basic pieces of my rig, a whole different life. Whole different. Going to Baja, a breeze. Yes. Yeah. No, I understand, Mikio, and I didn't mean that the way it kind of sounds, but and I sacrifice to do what I'm doing too. That's why this is hard right now, because I'm trying to get back out of debt from those last 2 vehicles that left me in a bind, 2, 3 vehicles that left me stranded. And so since Hawa wouldn't help, and since some other things wouldn't work, I'm kind of on my own, and it's okay. It's okay. But if the people who had said they were going to do, if they had done what they said, I might not be in this situation. And yet, it's okay, whatever. So in February, I think, I didn't check it today. No, I can't check on that phone either right now. But I didn't check it since payday, but I'm awful close. I might be under $2,000 on that loan now. And so by like February or something, I'll be debt free again. Yay. That's been hard. Anyway, so I'm so excited, Mikio. I want to help you. I want to help you design and figure this out. I'm just so excited. But I think the iDome shelter, any hammock you want to use, but the iDome shelter, the Adventure Hammock Systems hammock, the water port for our vehicles really helps because the water's outside your vehicle. It's not a ton of water, but it's really helpful to put it on the trailer hitch instead of on the inside. And so as far as space goes, and you having the extra space, and you might not be as large as I am, human being wise, body wise, you might be able to, but with your birds, you gotta, and the birds have to be protected. Yeah. So, oh, good Lord. I'm so excited. You could talk to me on the side, and Mikio, maybe we figure out how to share some things on Pinterest. I've really never done that much, but I have all these things I've saved. I want these special lights on mine. I'd like to put a little bull bar and a winch on the front. I mean, I don't really need a winch because our vehicles are so freaking capable. We really don't need some of those things. Oh, and I don't have an affiliate link for Go Treads, but they support me and I support them. Go Treads are the bomb. Guess what I just found out? Go Treads, just new product. They have the mount on the outside of your vehicle. They have the new outdoor mounts for Go Treads. They're recovery tracks. They're really helpful if you get in sand. They're really helpful for crossing a muddy patch. They're really helpful. I love my Go Treads. Yes. Mine are green. You can get different colors. Mine happen to be green. I couldn't decide what color I wanted, and so I decided to go green. Go Treads, yes. Yeah. And I should check with them whether I could have an affiliate link so you guys could oh, green's your color. The green is pretty. Yeah. I've used them to level my rig. Because I was at Candy's house one time when we were worried about my head gasket, and I was wondering about turning around and coming home. But her husband checked my rig and said, no, keep going. It looks like you're doing the right thing. It doesn't look like it's that bad. I was like, okay. So, and then it broke down the next day. But anyways, and her, the side of her lot where she wanted me to sleep was kind of slanted like this. So I put them down. You can change the accordion. So you can change the way that they go together. I don't know how to explain this. You can just flip them a different couple of ways, and then they can be just a couple of inches under one of your tires or two of your tires. Anyways, it's a thing. Yeah, Go Treads, because they're both traction boards and leveling blocks. They're both. And I think that makes them more useful. Yep, wrong door. Miss Wendy, where are you? I thought you barked at me. Okay. I went to both doors and she's not at either door. Okay. So, yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited with, maybe I should say I'm excited with you. There you are. Oh, Mama's got to get rid of that gut pile up front. Oh, I'm excited with you, Mikio. I can't wait. I love my Zuki. I just do. Multi-purpose. Yeah, me too. And I hate the clutter too. So I love my titanium pots. You know that. You know that I have the more expensive rice cooker. It's titanium. Yes, what? Hungry? You're hungry? Do you want a treat? You guys, I didn't show you that. It's hard to do that. Wendy has learned that if she wants something and she needs to interrupt me, and it's really important that she does that little bark kind of sound, right? When she wants food, if she's hungry or she wants a treat, okay. I spent the money. She got duck jerky from when I was at Walmart. $9 for this bag, but look, she's worth it, and there's a lot in there, okay? Is this what you want? Yes. So she's learned, if it's that she wants to go to the bathroom or she wants to go outside, she will sit in or stand in front of whichever door. She'll make this little sound. You might not be able to get the extra colors unless you go out on the website, Beth, on their website. That might be the way. And then, so she'll stand by the door, and if I'm not paying attention or I'm talking on the phone, she'll make that small bark sound. When she wants food, she does this thing with her tongue. Or if she's thirsty, it's quicker with her tongue. To me, that's silly, but I'm so glad because we can communicate, and she wanted that duck treat. Because she has food in her bowl, but she ain't trying to eat her food. Okay. All right. So I know the owner of Go Treads as well. I have a couple other blackout tinting than wheel fender trims. Okay. So when you get your blackout tinting, be careful, because traveling to other states, you can get yourself in trouble. Because as I remember, you're from California. Be careful with the front 2 door windows and your windshield, that you don't go too dark. And when you do the front window, you can do a really dark visor tint. That's my yeah, it would be good to do the affiliate. Yeah. Anyways, you can do a really dark visor tint. That's helpful. Another thing, Mikio. I don't know, Mikio. Okay, you have shades for that. Oh, okay. Another thing that I wonder if we can do, I haven't tried it yet, but because I got a 2nd gen right here, I'm wondering if we can take the visors off the 2nd gen and the rear view mirror off the 2nd gen and put on the 1st gen, because the visors have the little pull-out extension on the side for when you have to like pull your visor over on your side window, and that would be really, really helpful. And the rear view mirror, I like the day-night thing on it so much on the 2nd gen. My original one was broken window mirror, and so I don't have my original mirror. I tried to get a replacement original mirror, and the trim doesn't fit it. And I've gone back and forth a couple of times, but now that I'm looking at doing things differently, right? Now that I'm maneuvering differently, and And I've had a year and a half to think about this. Okay. And I like the old school vibe too. If mine weren't messed up, I might not be thinking about it at all. But mine are kind of messed up. And I kind of wish I could find a tin top. If I could find a tin top, I would probably change my mind about rebuilding an engine. And I've put a lot of money into the car I've got. But we could strip off my, all the lift kit and tires and all the stuff that's good. We could strip it all off of mine if I could find a tin top. But anyways, boy, I got off on this. I've been having fun, Mikio. But yeah, I like the old school vibe too. If I could get the visor tint on my windshield, well, see, this is another thing. I don't have a crack in my windshield, but my seal is all dry rotted. And when I asked if I can ask the glass company if we can just replace the seal because my windshield is fine, they're like, nope, you got to buy a whole new window. And I'm like, I want to replace the window. I want my window. Yeah, inside and out. So oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Don't mess with it. Yeah, and you know what else? I have for a little issue with mine. I bought mine, and then I went to get my title because it was in California when I bought it. And when I got my title in Arizona, they said it's a salvage title. And I was like, no, it's not. I have the title from Wendy just bumped you guys. I have the title from California. It's not a salvage title. And they went back and gave me all the history, and it's a salvage title. And I never would have bought a vehicle with a salvage title. But I love my tracker. And I don't know. I just keep, yeah. I thought I had a more stock vehicle than I kind of do. And I so wish I had I wish I had a tin top. I didn't know. No, you don't know what you don't know. But I still love mine. And so whether we stick with mine or whatever. Ah, got it. Yeah. Love, love, love. I love this, Mikio. I can't wait to see what you're doing with yours. So you love green. Are you doing a color theme? Are you doing yeah, then your upholstery is probably in really good shape. My upholstery needs cleaning, and some of the stitching was starting to come loose, so I don't know if I need to redo my upholstery. Yeah, I love my white too, and I think in my particular case with a removable top, I think that trackers, the age of mine, they were typically black and white, and I just want to leave it that way. No, I meant color theme on the inside, like fabrics or whatever, your bedding or whatever. But oh, I'm so excited. So, all right, I better let you guys go. Oh my goodness, this is 3 hours. See, you got me talking about something I like. So now what? Okay, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. I'm starting to fade. Painted your rims white and the lower bumpers. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So your fabrics are all. Do you have the blue striped fabric on your seats? We'll have to talk. I'm just saying that's the way it is. We're gonna have to talk. Mm. Black, white, and gray. Okay. See, my seats have that blue fabric, and they have a couple of stripes in them. I'm thinking one of the stripes is red or burgundy or something. I don't know, but they're original to mine. Well, I think they're original to mine. Well, whatever. And I have the first gen Rally top is what's on mine, but which, if I ever changed the back removable roof portion of mine, I would put on the OEM removable roof that came with a roof rack on it. I would do that if I could find one. So I haven't really. Yeah, I gotta go too. I'm tired. Stripes. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Y'all pray for each other. You know this. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. I don't know. I'm so glad to talk to Mikio about this because it makes me excited for redoing mine. So love you. Sorry we didn't meet up while you were here, but it's all good. Y'all take it easy this week. Take care of each other. Pray for each other. I don't know what else needs to be said. If that van's interesting to you, jump on that. Y'all have a great day. See you down the road. Oopsie. Yeah, we're going to stop.